You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
It's Vegas. It's rock. It's dogs. It's Vegas Rock Dog Radio. A rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. Stand by for great guests and cool advice. All in one rocking hour. The phone lines are open at 702-483-4444. That's 702-483-4444. Now, let's bring on the host. Here is the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, a rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. I'm not your host. I'm your host, Sam. Let me get my teeth in today. I'm Sam, your host, and known as the queen of rock and roll dogs. And before we get started, let's tell you how you're going to connect with me in the show online. It's really easy, and whether you like, yeah, you need to go to, first of all, go to Ustream right now. You need to go to Ustream, and you need to go to our profile, which is Vegas Rock Dog, and select the Vegas Rock Dog Radio Show, and you'll be able to see. Oh, that one's mine. I don't know. I think that's you, Jeff. There, I think that's you. And you'll be able to see right now Talula and Jeff Young. And if I turn the camera, you're going to see Sherri and Wolfy there. Oh my gosh, is that not the cutest thing ever? I can't stand it. So hop over to Ustream right now. Check out Jeff Young and Sherri Klein and their dogs Wolfy and Talula, and they're rocking their Vegas Rock Dog t-shirts, and they're waving, and oh my gosh, this is just, I'm telling you, I can't stand it. I can't stand the cuteness. It's cuteness overload, as we like to say. Now, oh, thanks, Chris. Chris is going to take me a little picture here. Do you know how to use Instagram? I guess you'll soon figure it out. You can find us on Instagram, of course, where we post loads and loads of cute pictures of our own dogs, and we love to connect with other people. I think everyone I follow is a dog or a cat, so come and find me, follow me, I'll follow you back. The website is VegasRockDogRadio.com. Really easy. The Facebook is Vegas Rock Dog Radio. The Twitter account is Vegas Rock Dog Show, no W on the end. Oh, let's have a look. How cute is that? Okay. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And the call-in number is 702-483-4444. You can listen live and also listen to any of our archive shows over on VegasAllNetRadio.com. And you can pick up your Vegas Rock Dog clothing from VegasRockDog.com. And the last thing, and actually we're going to need this if you're interested in reading a review of a product that we've got, and also a giveaway, and that is our blog, therockandrolldog.com, because we are going to be doing, well, actually, Mr. Twix is going to do his very first review and giveaway of a product. This dog's getting really fancy, I tell you. So, let me tell you about my guest today. This is more fun than I can imagine today, seriously. I love it when people bring their dogs in. I love it. It just makes your day better, doesn't it, when your furry friends come in. So, my guests today are Jeff Young and Sherri Klein, and their dogs, Wolfy and Talula. I just posted all of their photographs. Jeff is the lead guitarist on Megadeth's platinum-selling So Far, So Good, So What album, and he also penned the popular Fingerprints column in Guitar for the Practicing Musician magazine, and he's done some collaborations. Well, he's done a lot of stuff. I mean, seriously, this is not even the tip of the iceberg. But he also collaborated with Brazil's, is it Badi Assad?
Badi Assad.
Badi Assad. Mm-hmm. And that album was called Chameleon. Yeah, I listened to that yesterday. I listen to everything. Cool, huh? I check on what people like. Very cool. I really like is Infinite.
Ah, that's off my solo album.
Is that off your solo? I listened to a lot of stuff yesterday. Yeah. I really liked it. Wow, really cool. Liked it. And
Equilibrium on iTunes.
So you climbed up the European charts and became number one, and also topped the Jazz's magazine readers poll, best Brazilian albums of the year. Now, Sherri, here's what I love about Sherri and Jeff. Sherri grew up here, and Jeff just moved here. So, I mean, we're putting those two together, the experience has to be fantastic, you know, when you get that bird's eye view of what the city's like from someone who's lived here their whole life, you know, and then you get to see it through a fresh pair of eyes through Jeff, you know. So, Sherri grew up here in Las Vegas, and just after high school, and I just love this, she just landed herself right in a fabulous position in one of the longest running shows in Vegas, Splash. Her experience as a lead dancer and a lead singer understudy, which, hey, you don't even need the understudy bit because you're just a lead singer. It's as simple as that. Prepared her to transition from showgirl to lead vocalist, musician, and entertainer. And Sherri possesses an expansive vocal range and a diversity, placing her as one of modern music's most intriguing artists to watch. And so I'm so glad you're here. Do you normally get up early?
I concur with that story. It's very intriguing to watch.
He's brought a lot out in me, so it's cool.
Isn't that great when you have someone that's like just kind of like pushes you a little bit further than you think you could go, musically?
Yeah.
And I think what's interesting about you, Jeff, and I think obviously your fans know you from Megadeth, but that's not just your only genre, is it? I mean, you do.
Yeah, I went from metal to Brazilian, and now I'm back again rocking out with a funk attitude on that.
Gotta keep the dance going.
I really, really like that because, I was listening to music on my way up, and I'm like, you listen to what is good for you, for your mood. And I'm sure making music is the same thing. What mood am I in? Am I in the mood for some thrash metal?
Exactly.
Am I in the mood for some Brazilian? So I think there's a lot to enjoy, musically from different genres. And I think a lot of musicians kind of pigeonhole themselves a little bit. There's so much to enjoy.
Well, the best musicians, if you look back, even in the history of rock and roll and heavy metal, Randy Rhoads was a huge influence on me. I just played the Randy Rhoads Remembered tribute at NAMM 2014. And discovering Randy at such an early age, I was just a teenager, and he was fusing classical music with heavy metal. And I grew up in the city where the Ohio Players came from. So growing up around all those different styles of music,
those
I was always open to everything and loved everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where new music can come from, because each of the individual music forms has kind of been played out in its pure form.
Yes.
But by combining rock with Brazilian, or rock and funk, or rock and jazz,
now, have you heard of
metal? Come up with new sounds.
Have you heard of Metal-Archie?
Oh yeah, I love them.
You see, that's that
heavy metal
mariachi music's amazing.
Yeah,
oh, really?
Amazing.
Oh, they're coming back for Cinco de Mayo next month. I think they're going to be the Hard Rock. And I just saw a clip from a friend that just saw them recently, and I'm like, what is... they wear the mariachi outfits, but they've got studs on them.
And they're doing Judas Priest, mariachi style.
I have a story about Judas Priest. I'll make it very short. I lived in Spain for a very, very long time. My mom still lives there. And
Spain.
I was going to talk to you about your Spanish guitar.
Yeah, one of my favorite countries.
Do you know, mine too, I've lived a lot of places, and there's just something about it, the culture, the music, the food, the way of life, it's, and I think it takes a while to get used to, because it's certainly a lot slower, but then when you do get used to that, you don't want to go to anything else. And I still have a siesta.
Get out of the rat race.
I still have a siesta. All those years living there, kind of in that theme, but I was in a show, and these guys used to come and see the show all the time. We were dancing in the show. I think we did a little bit of backing singing, but we were terrible. And these guys would always want to talk to us, and they were much older than us. And we're like, they're here again. And what do you do anyway? And they, we're musicians. Oh, really? Like what? What do you play? Oh, rock and blah, 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 blah. What's the name of your band? Oh, we don't want to say. And we were cocky enough, me and my sisters, that we would say, we don't care. And then we found out it was Judas Priest. They used to come to the show. Is it Glenn Tipton? Is one of the musicians, and it was just a name we knew from him telling us. And we went home that night, and my brother-in-law knows. He was like, God, we met these guys. They didn't say Judas Priest. We're like, they said they're in a band or something, and the guy's name is Glenn Tipton. He's like, that's Judas Priest. I said, and we just weren't bothered.
You're like, dang, it would have been nicer if we would have known that.
But yeah, I love that fusion of music. I like Dirty Loops. Mm-hmm. Oh, when you're taking these, what did he take recently? I think it was an Adele song, and just did it into this great jazz style. And I just think it's just exciting,
I like when people change things up, too.
We like changing stuff up. As a matter of fact, speaking of Randy Rhoads, we do, in our show, we do an acoustic mashup of Ozzy Osbourne's Diary of a Madman, mashed up with The Cure's Love Song.
Shut up.
And she's singing the words to Diary of a Madman the part while I'm playing the music from the Ozzy song. So we're like singing one over the other, and then we go
the
to
chorus.
the other.
Do you have this recorded? Do you have it on video
We did it
yet?
live at Vamp, but we haven't gone in the studio with it yet, but we're gonna.
God.
We did it at Vamp, and we did it on a stage. We
did it on stage.
Send a video. Or
Do you play at Vamped a lot in town?
We've
3
played
times.
3-4 times now.
So you've been here since June, haven't you? Are you under the radar right now? Like, ready to, like, you're
Yeah,
like,
we're just-
da-da, this is what we got going
a
on.
couple undercover shows. We started really hitting this hard like July, and we've done a couple undercover shows. We did the Mount Charleston Fires benefit.
I saw that. That looked like a really
Because
nice...
I grew up here, and it's one of my favorite places.
Is it?
We had my dad's 89th birthday there last year, and out on the patio, and I've just been going there since I was a kid. And I was like, I'd like to do something. I want to give back. I want to do something like, let's get involved. And
Do you do a lot of charity work?
I'd like to do more. I had my father living with me who was 90, just turned 90. That was all my charity work right there.
Yeah. It's not easy looking after a parent, is it? You know, it's...
I mean, you know.
You love him.
It is and it isn't. So, you know what I mean? He was pretty, you know, he was easygoing. My dad, he was pretty easy.
I love it. Now, what's your website so that everyone knows where to go and find all your updates?
It's easy to find. JeffNSherri.com. JEFF, the letter N, SHERRI.
So easy.
We want to do more charity stuff, though. Love to
You know
get
I'm
back.
going to rope you into some dog stuff. You know it.
There you go.
Look, Talula, she's already ready for a close-up.
She's totally
adamant
comfortable
about
in front of the
Ustream.
camera. Oh my gosh, I love them. They're really cute. They've got lovely temperament. But I think that has a lot to do with you two either as well. Do you know what I mean? Because I think if you're a chaotic crazy, you tend to have chaotic pets or chaotic kids. But I think that being chilled out thing is a whole different thing for your pets.
Animals are a mirror of their owners.
Absolutely. You couldn't have said it any better. They really, really are. I mean, I see some crazy stuff. Crazy people.
Crazy dog. Trace it right back.
So how long were you in the Splash for?
10 years.
That's amazing, especially in this town.
10 years, and it was a number one running show for 8 years until Cirque du Soleil came over and like took everything over.
Well, I think what happened is Cirque du Soleil definitely changed the face of entertainment. So did you kind of have forethought, like, oh, I see where this is going? Do I need to change, or
actually,
were you forced into it?
Splash changed the way the shows were because it was all TNA,
Yes,
Feathers, Showgirl
one
stuff.
of the last really
So
amazing Showgirl
Splash
shows.
came in '85, and it was just like hardcore street, hard dance, high energy. Glow of Death, the guys on the
all that.
motorcycle. So we had a lot of innovative stuff. And then after years and years and years, when did I don't even know when the Cirque du Soleil came about. 89 maybe, 90, 92.
Gosh, I'm not sure because Miss Dare was the first show, wasn't it, that came into town?
Yeah, but it was awesome. You couldn't touch us. It was really great. I mean,
I really miss those types of shows. I mean,
live band. We had a live band when musicians were,
making good money.
Yeah, come on, people. Support
And they had tons
your
of work.
Local musicians.
Yeah. I mean, I think, because wasn't the Musicians Union busted in 85? Was it 85? A little bit later than that,
It
maybe?
was later because we had Dick Palumbi at the live band in our showroom. And
how big was that band?
it was a big band, actually, for our that theater.
It was the norm, though, wasn't it, back then? It was absolutely the norm. You just went to a show and there were live musicians. It was simple as that. And there were a million loungers with live music in. And I miss those.
Yeah.
I really miss those. I really miss the Showgirl shows. Now, have you seen... Now, has Jubilee's not started yet, or is it the new Jubilee? Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it. My wardrobe lady from Splash is the wardrobe lady
Oh,
there.
gosh.
And it's funny, her son
Is our buddy.
is our little buddy, our little roadie dude. So, yeah.
That's what's interesting about this town. We're over 2 million people, but everybody seems to know everybody in town. You're like, connect. Oh, okay, I get it. And everyone you kind of know mutually is an endorsement, like Alice, our friend Alice.
Oh, she's great.
You think, the friends of Alice,
Goldstein.
they're fine. you know what I mean? They're great people if it's the friends of Alice. And actually, she's done something really special for the, Hot Diggity Dachshund Rescue this month, who's my main rescue. For every delivery that they do through the Deliver You Anything service that she has, she's donating $1 for every delivery. And that's for the whole month of April. I love her.
Yay, Alice. We love her.
I just love her. There's no agenda. It's just Alice, and she's great and fun. And yes, I'm so glad I met her. And I met her through the Sister Wives. I saw them at the House of Blues. Got chatting. I'm like, how do I get hold of you guys? And they gave me her email, and then I became friends with Alice.
And we became friends with you because of Alice.
I know. I totally
It's all
love her.
Alice's fault.
It's all her fault. I wonder if she's listening in or not today. But yeah, that's really kind of her to do that. And her website is deliveryouanything.com. Or yes, that's right, deliveryouanything.com. Talula, you have the cutest little pink belly, like ever.
She's so sensitive. Like
She has lots of allergies and stuff.
She's on tons of meds. We just had to take her to the vet.
Oh, I've got some ideas for you after the show because I go through the same twice a year. It's a nightmare. Yeah, I've got doing a homeopathic remedy called Doggy Goo, which doesn't really lend itself to the actual product, the name, but the fact it's suspended in peanut butter and then they have to lick it, and it's sublingual, so they get to lick it and keep it in their mouth and stuff. I just started them on that. Coconut oil, fantastic to ingest and also put on them.
We do.
Iodine, povidone, organic povidone, iodine baths. You can just go in the I shower my girls. They get in the shower with me, and then I dry them, and then I just get a washcloth in the povidone iodine, and then I just sponge them down, and you let it dry. You don't have to wipe it off, and it's antibacterial, antifungal, all that stuff, calms the skin down, and I'm sweating.
Not regular iodine?
Yeah, it's organic, and you can find it from Walgreens. And all you do, put a little bit in a container and dilute it with water to look like iced tea. And you'll be in great shape.
Get it today.
And then mine always wear a t-shirt just so that they don't scratch the skin raw. It's as simple as that, and a cone. But somehow they manage to lift that back leg up to the cone and chew on their toes. I'm like, really? But it's a tough time of year.
She can't reach.
It's a tough time of year for the pets. It's just hard, and they look so uncomfortable, and they just want to rip their own skin off, walk away from it.
Almost has.
Yeah, it is. It's terrible, isn't it, Talula? And you're too cute. She's so smiley.
I bathe myself in the iodine stuff, too.
So what
That'll help me.
So what projects are you guys working on?
We're composing new music.
And what genre is this going to be?
It's rock, funk, acoustic, electric.
Do you prefer electric or acoustic, or is it just based on your mood?
I like mixing both all the time. Just it's a case-by-case, song-by-song basis.
Oh, I just love that.
Some things lend themselves to others, and we do both because there's so many different varieties of shows that we perform in. So we got to be prepared to do an acoustic show or an electric show.
He's gotten into looping as well,
so
like he's
looping stuff, and I'll loop my guitar. I'll loop my acoustic guitar, get a pattern going, then put that down, pick up the electric, and start playing over that.
One of my favorite players is Steve Vai.
Yeah, he's
and
great.
I got introduced to his music through my younger sister, and they were here visiting. They opened up the weekly, and they go, "Oh my God, Steve Vai's going to be here." And I go, "Who's Steve Vai?" They're, "Oh my God!" So we go. We pay $17 a ticket. It blew my mind away.
It's a good deal for Steve Vai.
And at the concert, he actually said, I want to thank the women for being here, because most of them are here because the husband went, "Look, Steve Vai's coming to town." And the wife or the girlfriend usually says, "Who's Steve Vai?" I laughed so hard because that's exactly the conversation we had. And I've just been a huge fan ever since,
Exactly.
Yeah, it really is. I haven't seen him in town for a long time, though. But it's never expensive ever to go and see him here. I'm like, why? I mean, just to see him with that fan blowing that hair of his. But, so how long, what kind of process do you have for, writing music? Are you very structured? Is it as it comes? Because I've had a lot of friends who are writers, and they're just like, when it comes, and sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Say, okay, let's sit down right now, we're going to write a song.
We're going to try and write something. It kind of happens that way in Nashville a little bit. I lived in Nashville, and a lot of the writers would have these writing sessions, and I used to think, okay, what if you're just not feeling it that day? How's that going to turn out? But they would have these definite set sessions for writing.
And we'll do that. We'll sit down and say, okay, we're going to write. And we always come up with a line or two. If you get a line or a verse.
It's a good move, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It's been a good session. If you get a piece, some songs, I've written some songs in 5 minutes. Others have taken 9 years.
Oh, my
gosh. It just
depends.
Because you got to let the song reveal itself. It's kind of like sculpting a clay sculpture, and a lot of times we let our ego get in the way, or certain things like we want to let's put this thing in there to impress people. So
yes.
it's really about listening to the song and letting the song write itself.
Right.
And you just got to stay out of the way.
It's funny because sometimes you go to see shows and they have that, like what I call like the trick number. Like this will definitely work, which is usually a patriotic song. You know what I mean? You know that's going to go over. You know what I mean? But I like the fact that you said, you kind of have to step up, put your ego definitely to one side because it is in the way of creating something that's really organic, instead of formulated.
We're working on a song right now, and it was just set a certain way, and then, well, it wasn't set a certain way, we just kind of kept doing it, and then he was playing around with it, and he goes, this is what I love about writing music. He goes, I never get attached to it. He goes, I don't have to stick to something. I will just let it flow and do what's natural for the song. So it's even so much better now. We're like, oh my God. We
tossed out a part yesterday. We were working on thinking, okay, these two bars aren't working anymore.
I mean, it is. It's got to be in there.
Instantly disposable, see you.
It's got to be in there because it's such a sexy moment. Yeah. What is it? Because it's like...
There's a syncopated part and the vocal wasn't working, so I said, okay, let's do this, and the vocal worked better, and maybe we'll save the other part for later in the song.
It needed to stay up instead of go down. It just needed to keep flowing
keep going
up instead of go down.
Well, I watched, what I particularly liked? Your Benny and the Jets.
We love that. On acoustic guitar, people are like, you're doing Benny and the Jets and you don't have a pianist?
It's
fantastic. Little Brazilian.
I put the kind of Brazilian thing at the beginning, then I kind of put a little flamenco vibe to give it.
It's very cool. I mean, very, very cool.
And that was the first time we ever played it, too, so it'll get
Oh, was it really?
As we get to know the song better, they evolve. And get,
when I saw that, I'm like, I like that. And then, but what I like about you, Sherri, is like, she can go from that to some crazy, like, Zeppelin. And
a whole lot of love is.
Yeah, I've seen them all. I've been like a stalker on YouTube for the last couple of days.
That's so great. I love it.
But I love that, that you've got such a varied range and a style,
You can get a little jazzy on certain stuff. I mean, we love rock and funk and blues and jazz, and just taking from those four idioms, you can come up with a whole lot of new sounds.
Now, you went to the Musicians Institute in LA. Was your intention to be a performer? Because I know you were a teacher of music. So, what was your plan?
When I was in Dayton, Ohio, I was an avid reader of all the guitar magazines, especially Guitar Player magazine, and they did a profile on GIT, and this was several years before I actually attended the school. And at that time, it was above the Hollywood Wax Museum at Hollywood and Highland. It was a small school. They had a percussion, drum section, a bass section, and a guitar section, but they were still a little bit smaller. It's become quite a corporation these days.
Right.
But I just saw these amazing teachers that I knew, like Tommy Tedesco and Joe Diorio and Scott Henderson and Frank Gambale. All these amazing players were teaching there, and I didn't want to go to a college because they're making you study history and trigonometry and all this stuff to get a quote-unquote well-rounded education, translation to take all your money. I said, I don't want to do that. I'm a guitar player.
You were focused.
I'm not going to need algebra. I'm not going to need this, that, or the other. So I found this school, GIT, that it's every day, all day, guitar in your hand. You're doing music courses every hour of the day. And at the time, it was a one-year vocational school. Now they've got a full 4-year curriculum.
They really? Wow.
And I moved out there for two reasons, because A, the education, but B, I knew putting me in Hollywood and Los Angeles was going to be the first step to something happening. And 4 years after I moved here, I got the Megadeth gig.
I know, that is just mind-blowing. You know, I mean, 'cause that is such a, like you say, a short period of time.
That you've done it.
Sorry, baby.
Thanks, honey.
Regulate headphones.
I was so proud of him. I just wanted to pet him.
She had to pet me, and she just broke my headphones.
You want to use mine?
I tell you what, Chris, let's take a quick break while we fix the headphones. We're going to listen to Sherri and Jeff's song, Come Closer. And then we're going to listen to some of our sponsors right after that. So here we go. Let's do a little play of this song.
I'm going to wake up real quick right now.
Hello. Yeah. Here we go.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Introducing the new Bret Michaels Pets Rock collection exclusively at PetSmart. I created it for the pets that rock your world.
Shop the Bret Michaels Pets Rock collection and celebrate PetSmart's 25th anniversary with up to 25% off thousands of items on the PetSmart site. Plus free shipping on orders of $49 or more. Go to PetSmartDeal.com. That's PetSmartDeal.com. PetSmartDeal.com.
Dyson.
The new Dyson Animal Vacs are powerful bagless upright vacuums for homes with pets. Air muscle and radio root cyclone technology generates the strongest suction power to powerfully remove dust, dirt, and pet hair from the home or car. To order your Dyson Animal Vac, go to DysonDeals.com. DysonDeals.com to order your Dyson Animal Vac today.
Dyson. Music to your ears.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Now, let's return to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Here again, your host, the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
We're back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs. And I have fabulous guests in today. And you really should be on Ustream. Hop over to Ustream.tv, find our channel, which is Vegas Rock Dog, and click on the Vegas Rock Dog Radio Show. You will see Talula in her headphones with Jeff Young, and you're going to see Wolfy in, oh, look, Wolfy's just...
He's got his...
It's just so furry.
Rock Dog T-shirt on.
And he's with Sherri Klein. And when did you guys meet?
We met, it's just
March
over
4th.
a year, March 4th. Just over a year.
Thanks to Facebook.
I was playing with the Sin City Sinners.
Okay, so we have mutual friends.
Yeah, I played with them, I think, more than anyone now, 7-8 times. I played with them, and it started, a couple of years ago. When I moved to LA, I started coming over, and I started slowly falling in love with Vegas and the people here and the venues here.
They're a nice bunch of guys,
then
too.
I go back to LA and realized this town's a shell of its former self.
Oh, and that's sad. Well, you see it change so much like that.
And turned out in January, I came and did a show with the Sinners at Railhead, and someone came up after the show to take a picture with me. I didn't think anything about it, no more than I thought about the hundreds of thousands of pictures I've taken since my 20s. As I travel the world, you play gigs, people take pictures.
Yeah.
But in the Facebook world, it's kind of changed the dynamic. Now, shortly thereafter, the girl, I went home back to L.A., she tagged me on Facebook on this picture of her and myself. The girl's name, shout out Angela Young. She might be listening.
Wait a bit.
Angela Young. She's our Cupid, yeah. So
she was our matchmaker.
See, small world.
Yeah. So she posted a picture of me and her back outside after the gig at Railhead. I happened to click on it. And people tag me on pictures all the time, and I never check them out.
But this
sometimes you do. I clicked another picture, and there was a picture of her with her friend Sherri. Instantly, I clicked on Sherri's name and started looking at her pictures. And I was coming back out March 4th.
There's a picture with me and my dog.
Yeah,
that's
the picture. So check this out. It's
like,
dog related.
I love it.
So I was coming to play the show on the 4th. And I found a picture of her, not with this Pomeranian, but with her last Pomeranian. What was his name? That was her name, Dolly. She was sitting up at her sister's house with a sweater on, with the dog like this. Thanksgiving, no makeup on, just looking cute and mischievous on the couch. I downloaded the picture and sent it to this total stranger, Angela Young, who we share the last name. And I just said, I'm coming back to play with the Sinners March 4th. Then I put my shift key, hit all capitals, bring her, bring her, and about 20 exclamation points. And she was singing at another gig that night, so she couldn't come to the show. But we met on the steps of Vamped. She walked out of Vamped as I was walking in Vamped to meet her, and
that was it.
She said, "You're so cute," and gave me a nice kiss, and we hung out till about 5 in the morning that night, and I ended up extending my trip, and we had a date at the Yard House.
Oh my gosh, I love romance, I just love it.
That was March 4th, and I moved here June 1st.
Oh my gosh, you meant it, Jeff.
And then he moved in August 1st, because I was like, can't be without you.
That's amazing. Are you going to get married? Have you got plans for that? Or
We just got rings, so
I see that.
Well, officially engaged, but we feel.
Oh, I
We
love
feel
it.
married.
Maybe you should go get married in England,
If
the
you're
castle,
married, if
like
you're
I'm going to do.
soulmates, if you're soulmates, you know.
Yeah, this is it. You see, I think people try and look for
These are the
a
flowers.
formula or a list, and it's never that, is it? You just see them, you connect and click, and that's it.
And these are our children.
They are. They're very furry, but they're very cute.
We have a cat too.
Oh, what's your cat say?
Elvira, my dad's
Most
cat.
intuitive cat. This cat is super, super intuitive and sensitive.
How old is Elvira?
How old is Elvira?
Give her a
She's a
while.
minx.
My dad rescued her. She was the meanest little kitty, hissing in this cage, trying to bite and hiss. And then my dad's best friend Norman, this is in Florida, said, let's go look somewhere else. And my dad's driving away and he goes, turn around, I know which cat I'm going to get. And he goes, which one? He goes, not that crazy, mean little cat. He goes, yeah. And that cat used to just terrorize my dad and beat him up and bite him. So when I was living with my father 3 years ago and with me and the cat, I was like, she better know who's queen bee around this house. She better not be biting me. But I just love her. Like she's such a love, and she could take these two on easily. She's heavier. She's like 16 pounds. She's a minx. You know, they have no tails and they're solid. And
Wow. I just had a friend just yesterday was like, Sam, we need to get a cat. And I love it when people contact me like, we need to get a cat. I'm like, oh, I can connect you with all the right people, all the right rescues and stuff, you know. But, I love animals. I think until you've had a pet, you probably don't fully understand what it means.
You don't.
And it can seem a bit like really? Those people are crazy. But once you get them, there's just nothing bad about them.
we learn so. They teach us so much.
Yes.
I mean, they just love us unconditionally, and that's how it should be. And they're just beautiful.
Well, I said to Jim the other day, I said, you need to take a cue from, because he's been a little bit stressed, you need to take a cue from our dogs. Stop and smell the kibble once in a while. Because they do teach us a lot.
Stop and smell Talula.
Also, notice dogs when they stick their head out the window, they're never focused on the past. They're always looking ahead,
forward.
living in the moment. My spirit guide used that as an example. He said, you know, your dog, think about that. They never sit there and dwell on the past.
And their lives are simple.
Live in graveyards. They're always right in that moment, looking straight ahead.
That's it. And it's simple. Very, very, very simple. It's not complicated. And I think, really, when I think about it, I think we all do a lot of stuff we probably shouldn't be doing all the stuff. You know, we could probably strip some stuff away that we do. But I think we just really fill our time and lives with stuff. I mean, look at social media. I mean, that's enough to suck your life away. You're wiggling.
She's trying to get back on mic.
These off of her.
She wants to say something. Do you want to say something?
She's so funny.
I wonder if she's snorting kind of. I wonder if the mic's...
I can hear it through my headphones.
If you rub her, she'll snort more.
Dawn, I know my friend Dawn is listening. Sandy, text me and tell me if you can hear Talula on the microphone. Oh, she's adorable. So, what else have you got coming up? What can we come and see you perform at? That's what I want to know, because I want to get people there to go and support you.
There's nothing set yet.
We're scheduling gigs this week, so we don't have any dates to announce, but if you go to jeffandSherri.com, there'll be something
All
within
the
a
news
couple,
will be
2
updated.
weeks. 2-3 weeks we'll be doing something.
Now, do you know about the Rock and Rio Festival?
Yeah, we do.
It's coming to Vegas next year.
Oh, really?
It's coming. I just saw it on the news yesterday. My sister actually FaceTimed me from England. She said, "Oh my gosh, we all have to come out." And
Which one is that?
Watch for Jeff and Sherri at the Vegas Rock and Rio
I was going to
Festival
ask you, will we see you there? It is.
If we have anything to say about it.
It's like mega, isn't it? It's just like a mega festival. And it's not just music. It's shopping. It's food. It's they erect these crazy rides and stuff. It's like putting a little city together.
Is that going to be a sunset or is it?
Oh, I don't know where they're going to do this. It's got to be huge. I don't know what location they would. I would think they would probably have to do it in some big open space.
Have we had it here before?
Never.
Oh.
It's like they're the biggest festivals in the world, and I'm talking the biggest names you can imagine. But yeah, it's going to be. They haven't put an exact date, but it is May next year. And my sister was just like, "Oh, we all have to come over for this," because the chance to get to it. I think they did it in Brazil, and I think they're just doing it
for
in
many years. Megadeth has played it.
I think they're doing it in Lisbon this year, if I'm not wrong. In fact, next month. So I'm really excited.
It's going to be where they have that EDC.
I would think so. It's got to be huge. If they're erecting rides and you know. And when there's when no one's performing, you've got some of the top DJs that are playing too, you know. So, and I think it's 4 days.
So they used to have a lot of Palooza gigs out here, like back in the day at Sunset Park, and Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
Like, it was big festivals. People were passing out from drinking and all the heat.
I was at a Ted Nugent concert in Nashville, and you're right, and people threw a lot of beer on us.
Yeah, but it wasn't just Ted Nugent. It was like tons of bands. You know, it was just like big, and I'm just sad to say that we haven't had.
I haven't seen anything that big.
Yeah,
not musically.
I mean, outdoors, it was great. So that's great that this.
It's going to be like insane. So I'll post a link for that. Now, so how long have you had Talula?
I got her as a puppy 5 years.
So did she go on tour with you?
Yes, she's a professional road dog. She's been in recording studios. She's been backstage at gigs.
Oh, is she easy to travel with?
She's been at photo shoots. She's been at video shoots.
She
travels well. Yeah, she's very...
Is she easy
As you can see, she's very chill.
She's very cool. Her belly is ridiculous. It's like the cutest little belly I've ever seen. So is she easy to travel with? Yeah.
I'm waiting to see how this little guy... I'm waiting to see how this little guy travels.
That's what we want to do. So it's like, if we go on tour, when we do go on tour, I'm like, I can't.
Well, they're small enough, you know what I mean, that you're not going to have problems flying with them, are you? 25 pounds?
No, we prefer touring by road.
Yeah.
As soon as you turn your tour over to the airlines, your tour is going to go awry.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
We're plotting like a California, Seattle, Washington kind of thing, and a Midwest tour.
That would be very nice.
Folks listening to us all over in Radioland, we'll see you this year. Yeah.
Wolfie's been on a plane.
How'd that go?
Oh my God! So,
here's a story.
Were you embarrassed?
Oh my God! And yeah, I was not liked. I was very hated. So I gave him a little pill to calm him down on the first time because so this is his first time. You probably want to give him a little bit,
settle them down.
And it was still, but then he was okay. So it was only an hour for my sisters from Santa Maria. So on the way back, I'm like, I'm not going to do that to him. He'll be fine. He pitched a fit like a screaming kid. Like he
was not having it.
Oh my God, he was biting. He was insane for 40 minutes until he knocked himself out crying. And the lady behind me goes, "Oh my God, he's like a little kid. He just screamed and pitched a fit until he knocked himself out."
You're looking a little like a little fox there. That's what I'm thinking. Oh my gosh, let's take another picture because this is just beyond. You're just not going to find. You're not going to find this much cuteness on a Saturday morning anywhere. Trust me.
Checking 1 2. Ruff. Checking 1 2. Checking 1 2.
Here we go. Come on, Instagram. You need to work. Oh my Lord. 1 2. Hang on.
Chicken 1 2.
Oh yeah. I know there's an error. My phone's like there's an error. Yeah, I know that.
He's got to get.
Here we go.
Though.
1 2. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, he did it finally. Chris, let's take another quick break, listen to some sponsors, then we'll talk about some events that are happening this weekend, and it's the good stuff as we wrap up the show.
Get this.
You want to be in the studio right now, let me tell you that. You want to be in the studio.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Tim Link, animal communicator and pet expert and host of Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. Have you ever wanted to know what your pet is really thinking? Do you want to find out if they truly understand what you're trying to tell them? Ever wish you could build a better understanding and closer relationship with your pet? Well, now you can. Learning to communicate with animals is a 4-part on-demand workshop. In the workshop, you'll learn the essential techniques that are necessary to communicate with animals, including what is animal communication, breathing correctly to achieve the perfect state to communicate with your animals at a deeper level, using guided meditation exercises and method to communicate with animals, and how to send and receive information from your animals. So if you're wanting to learn how to communicate and connect with your animals at a deeper level, visit PetLifeRadio.com/workshop and purchase and download Learning to Communicate with Animals. You'll be glad you did.
I Love My Pets, the new single by Mark Winter, available on iTunes. Hi, I'm Lisa Smith-Putnam, the host of the new and exciting show, Your Pets, My Dogs, here on Pet Life Radio. Your Pets, My Dogs will feature celebrity interviews, we'll talk to everyday pet owners, and more. Listen, I am here to entertain you each and every week, right here on Pet Life Radio. Again, that's Your Pets, My Dogs. I'm your host, Lisa Smith-Putnam. Your Pets, My Dogs. Your Pets, My Dogs.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
This is Vegas Rock Dog Radio.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio.
The phone lines are open at 702-483-4444. Now let's bring back the host. Here is the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
Okay, we're right back. You listen to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, and the queen of rock and roll dogs. And my fabulous guests today are Jeff Young and Sherri Klein and their amazing dogs, Wolfy. And Wolfy's cute. Wolfy's getting tired now. It's hard being a rock star, isn't it? And Talula, who's already asleep on the floor. All these cute pictures are going up, and I know you're all going to flip out. Are any of the Megadeth songs on Guitar Hero? Do they have any on Guitar
Hero? Yeah, I think they do. Not from my era of the band, but some of their newer stuff. Yeah.
How does that work? Do they then do Guitar Hero communicate with the bands, or the bands go, you should put our songs on there?
Sometimes they contact the band and have you just hand over a song that you've done before.
Right.
But sometimes they'll have you compose a song just for the game.
It's one. I've
had some friends who've done that.
My sister loves Guitar Hero. Oh my gosh, she gets so intense. I think she could hurt people.
I think it would be great if you could actually learn something.
There's a new one that's come out where you're actually learning to play guitar as you do
there you
it.
go.
Have you got that, Chris?
Oh yeah, are you rocking it?
You use a real guitar.
Really?
Oh, really?
And it teaches you.
So I think it's called Band Fuse.
That makes sense.
Rocksmith too.
What's it called?
Rocksmith.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a couple now. There's Band Fuse.
That needs to be my new pastime.
That's good.
It really needs to be my new pastime. I need to get off social media. I actually pre-schedule a lot of my social media. Do you do any of that? Pre-schedule stuff? I mean, I don't need to be on there every day typing in a website, to listen to the show. I have it all pre-scheduled and saves a little bit of time.
That's cool. Does it automatically for you?
Yes, it's great. I'll have to tell you about it. It'll make your life so much easier. Because, you don't have to go into those every day. Yeah, you can really stream all that stuff down. Now, Jeff, if you weren't a musician, what do you think you would be?
I was the only two things I've ever wanted to do in my life. I was telling her we were talking about the other day is to be a musician, a disc jockey.
Right.
And I have my own radio show as well.
Yes, and I've listened to your show.
Without Boundaries. Or a veterinarian.
Shut up. I just got chills.
Those are the only careers that I ever contemplated. And even when I stepped away from music for a few years, which turned into 7 years total, I was pondering going back to college and becoming a vet.
Wow. See, now you just take
but
the dogs up to it. Perfect.
I'm cursed. I got notes in my veins.
He did go back to college. He graduated Wharton.
I went to Wharton.
Hello.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got long hair, but I'm a businessman.
You're smart, yeah. You know what? You should never judge a book by its cover, ever, because you never know. Exactly. So, Sherri, what would you be if you weren't singing and playing?
There was nothing going to get in my way. It was just I was going to be a dancer, and that was it. And if I couldn't do that, I would say I'd have to be in some entertainment field somehow, some way, behind scenes.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Anything with entertainment. I just
well, I think there's so many avenues with entertainment. You never know where it's going to go. I didn't think I'd be, helping put together showbiz roasts, with comedians and stuff.
That's still part. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then what about you? Because you were a dancer too.
Yeah, I started off in dance first, and then very young, I was 19. I put my first shows together at 19, which I should have been frightened. But you're at that age.
Really
gosh, you don't even know how the consequences. But my agent was in Hong Kong, so I used to do contracts with him and design the shirt, the costumes, choreography, the music, blah blah blah. Do all the visas, send the girls out. And Danny Chan was my agent, and he's still there now. And then we were sent off to mainly in Hong Kong, but Japan, Korea, you name it. We were sent around, And it's I originally went out to the Far East originally with a dance company and realised, I could kind of do this, and I did put it together.
That's really great at your age too, because
at 19, when I look back now, I'm like, whoa,
That's innovative for you at that age.
Yeah, and my whole family has been in entertainment. So I have a twin sister, my younger sister, my mother has the best karaoke business on the Costa del Sol in Spain. Wow. Lady Irene. Wow. But she's always in the theatre. She still dances, choreographs, sings, all that good stuff. So keeps you alive and it keeps you young.
It does.
Because it's so varied and there's always something new coming up. It always makes it very exciting, So yeah, I always laugh at some of the things my mum's, up to. She's funny though. My mum's going to be, I think, 80 this year. You've never seen an 80-year-old woman like this woman. She's amazing. So if I'm anything going to be like her, I'm happy.
She's still running a karaoke at 80?
Yeah, she's amazing. She's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, I love it.
So listen, we got 5 minutes, and this is where it all gets really fast and hurried towards the very, very end. You can check out Jeff and Sherri at your radio show is jeffyoungjams.com, correct?
jeffyoungjams.com
is the radio show. Your website is?
jeffnsherri.com.
Easy.
JEFF, the letter N, SHERRI.
And all these links are going to pop up on Facebook anyway. So you don't have to grab a pen. We make it really easy for you. So coming up, Mr. Twix in the next week is going to be doing a review of a product called the Tall Tales Cape Pocket Towel for when you've showered your dogs. And there'll be a giveaway of that too. So that's going to be very nice. The events, Anything to You Delivery. That's with our friend Alice. If you actually have delivery with her of anything and anything, she is going to donate $1 to the Las Vegas Hot Diggity Ducks and Rescue from every order for the whole month of April. And today is Doxy Dollar Days online at Facebook. Same rescue. They're singing. The dogs are singing. And all we ask is that you donate $1. It does make a big difference, and a lot of people donate $1. Petapalooza's today. Big musical pet event, Sunset Park, 10 to 6. And Wolfstock is tomorrow in Anthem, 9 to 2. My rescue of the week is Tickled Pink Weimaraner Rescue, and that's weimaranerrescue.org. Always, as every week, we'll thank the sponsors. They make our show happen. Next week, I'm hoping we've got Monique Hansen of Beagle Nation. She does a lot of things with beagles that have been tested on.
Yeah, Beagle Nation.
Beagle Nation.
For Beagle Nation.
Isn't that great? And
Hot Diggity.
Hot Diggity. That's exactly
it. Sandra called each other Hot Diggity for years. I don't know why. That's our nickname to each other.
Shut up.
Diggity.
That's the rescue
Hot
that
Diggity.
I work with. Isn't that crazy? Oh, 3 minutes. Here we go. What we like to say at the end of the show is, remember, you can help a pet in need. Either rescue, adopt, donate, volunteer, or share their information on social media. Rescue your next family member. Replace the word shop with adopt. And be kind to all animals. I want to say a big thank you to Jeff and Sherri and Wolfy and Talula, wherever she is.
She's down
She's
sleeping.
napping.
She's out.
For coming on the show. I know it's an early Saturday.
You wore her out this radio show. You wore her out.
Thanks to Chris for making the show run as it does every week. And to our listeners, of course, who listen in every single week and download the shows a lot after we've actually aired the show. And you've been listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the Queen of Rock and Roll Dogs. And our show is always about pets, people, and pop culture. Remember to kiss your pets good morning and good night. And we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for coming. I'm so thrilled.
Pleasure.
You have no idea.
Rock and rough. Right? Rock and rough.
Rock and rough. Have a great weekend.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.